stationary knife, we will cut out this form exactly along the lines. It seems to be quite smooth. Now we need a lighter. With this help, we will not only scorch the sharp edges of the plastic but also give it the shape we need. Under the influence of heat, plastic becomes very soft and malleable, and it cools down almost instantly. Our spoon is ready. With this help, for example, you can pour out tea leaves. Again, using a marker, we will outline this form. We cut off everything superfluous from the bottle, trying not to damage the integrity of the plastic loop. Now, we will push the base of the bottle into its loop as tightly as possible. Here's such a homemade mug we have turned out. The handle can easily withstand the weight of water. This time, we will need 2 bottles of half a liter and 1.5 liters. Attaching them to each other, we'll make notes with an additional margin of 3 to 5 centimeters. Let's share a big bottle. And now we will insert all the parts of our design into each other as follows. Now we will prick a steel needle with the lighter and make 2 through holes in the structures. We insert wooden sticks into the half holes. Thus, we get homemade juicer. Let's check out half an orange. That's how much juice we managed to squeeze out. Let's try it. Very good. Let's take a 2-liter bottle and a water filter. We cut the neck off the bottle together with the cork and sand them to smoothness. Divide the bottle with the knife exactly in half. We will place a filter in the upper part and use it to mark the place of the future cut. Cut off the remnants of the neck along the line and push the filter into it. Let's combine the design and outline the place where the neck with the stopper will be attached. We will make a hole and attach them with the glue gun. Pour water inside the structure and watch how the filter does its job. Filter water is ready to use. Pour it into our plastic mug. Let's take another 2-liter bottle and remove everything superfluous with a light movement. Combine the top with the bottom like this. Now, we will need 2 corks from ordinary bottles and 1 from a 5-liter bottle. We will mark the place for the holes on them and cut them out. Let's use a glue gun and attach the necks with lids to these holes. As a result, we get such a convenient homemade cup in the bathroom for 3 toothbrushes and toothpaste. Let's take 2 plastic bottles and cut off their lower parts. Then, using a glue gun, we attach a zipper lock to one of the bottoms. Remove half of the lock and attach it to the second bottom. Now we can put things inside of them, fasten them locks, we fasten and cut off the excess. As you can see, we have a container with the convenient fasteners in which you can store various little things, and if you pull off the same trick with the whole bottle, then you will get a convenient place to store tubes. Everything is simple, reliable, and most importantly, with your own hands. We will cut off the middle of 2 plastic bottles, then straighten it with scissors. Using a ruler, we will outline the shape we need and cut off the excess. Now you can start giving the plastic shape of a cube, smoothing it with scissors. Now let's bend it a little with our hands so that the edges do not bend outward. In total, we will need 2 such cubes. Insert them into each other so that the wall of one coincides with the whole other half. We put a gift inside them, push them into each other, and let's add a ribbon, and our unusual transparent gift packet is ready. Now we need a 5-liter bottle. Using scissors, we will cut off its upper part. Then we will melt a small hole in the center of the cork, remove it, and bring an incision to the hole. Cover top of the bottle with red spray paint and the cork with black paint. We glue the edges and with black consultant tape, press it well so that everything looks as neat as possible. Now, we will pull the lampshade wire through the lid and screw it into the former bottle. We screw the light bulb into the ceiling and everything is ready. It remains only to hang it. That's such a nice lamp we got. Let's take a 5-liter bottle and make a marking along the oval of the face. According to this markup, we will make a large cutout. Let's take insulating tape and glue the entire perimeter of the hole with it. It is important that the tape fits snugly to the bottle, so we make incisions on the corners. Now we need a sealer. We also glue the entire perimeter of the hole with it, and then cut out the excess. Ready? We make several small holes in the cork. Moisten the folded bandage in vinegar. We put it in the cork and cover it with the damp cloth, then tightly screw the cork into the bottle. We put on a mask and on top of our design. It fits very tightly to the head and it sits comfortably. Our homemade gas mask from a plastic bottle is ready. Now we need a baby sock. We would cut off its lower part and attach it in a bottle with the cut bottom. In a bowl, mix the shampoo with water, and then moisten the sock in its liquid. It remains only to blow into the neck of the bottle and you will get a huge amount of foam. Here's such an unusual toy with soap bubbles we got. Children will definitely like it. End of the rope to an ordinary ice cube. Now we put a pinches of salt on top and wait for the reaction, during which the ice melted a little. But not everything is so simple. If you pull the rope, you'll realize that the cube is frozen to the rope, and very hard. No matter how you swing it, it won't fall off. And now, let's take a bigger cube and add salt that will need more than a couple of pinches. We will distribute it and attach an ordinary towel on top. We will firmly press it and turn it over so that the cube presses with its own weight. After about 2 minutes, the cube froze to the towel. And it can even be lifted into the air. Incredible reaction of ice with salt. We will need half a liter of water in a bottle. Let's leave it for about 4 hours and then put it in the freezer for another hour and a half. Carefully take it back out. Now strike one light blow and the water starts to freeze right in front of your eyes. Incredible, isn't it? Or you can hit the bottle on the table and get the same effect. And if you try to pour this water into a glass, it will begin to form an ice column. Carefully pour this water into a glass and then attach an ice cube to the surface. The water begins to gradually crystallize, and after a couple of seconds, the cube quietly stays on the solid surface. Tiny piece of ice is enough to trigger a freezing reaction in the whole glass. And just look how beautiful it is. By the way, you can pull off a similar trick with cola. But you need to freeze it for about 3 hours and 15 minutes. Open the lid by activating the gases, and then abruptly close it. And hit the bottle and the cola instantly turns into ice. Again, the trick with the lid. Then hit the table and instead of a drink, it's an ice block. Let's take an ordinary ice cube and hit it with the hammer. It instantly shatters into small pieces. And now an unusual cube. The first blow didn't hurt him, and the second, and the third, and fourth. It's like it's indestructible. What's its secret? It's synthetic insulation. Pour the water into the ice mold and put the insulation in there. We fill it to the top and fill it with water all the way till the end. We'll freeze it and take our cube out. It looks like an ordinary ice, but even a hammer can't handle it. It's amazing how much its properties have changed from a piece of insulation. Let's take a fruit juice and pour it into a plastic bag like this. Let's put the bag in a bigger bag and now surround it with ice. Evenly distribute it over the entire area of the packaging. It is important that the juice bag remains exactly in the center. And now add salt to the ice at a decent amount. Close the bag and distribute the salt inside so that it comes in contact with all the ice. Wrap it with the paper towel and leave it for 10 minutes. We take out a bag of juice, and what do we see? It seems we have a whole package of delicious fruit ice cream. In just a couple of minutes, you'll lick your fingers. Here we have 3 vessels with seemingly identical liquids. We gently lower a raw egg into each one of them, gently lowering them along the wall. And now let's add ice cubes here. In the first vessel, we have alcohol, egg, and ice drowned. In the second, there's fresh water. The ice has surface, and the eggs in the bottom. And in the third vessel, we have salt and water. There's ice and egg on the surface. Pour into a glass of water to the very edges and drop an ice cube into the water. The ice has melted, but the water doesn't seem to have been spilled. Then, we'll add another ice cube. Has melted, but the water's not overflowing yet, so immediately the third one. The third cube also did not allow the water to pour out, but unfortunately, the fourth place was not enough. And now we need water, soda, and vinegar. Mix soda and vinegar in the saucepan with a violent reaction. Let's leave them for about 3 hours. When the reaction is over and we got this mass, to which we will add more water. Turn on the gas and put the pan on the fire. Stir them over low heat until the liquid becomes almost transparent. Pour it into a glass vessel and leave it to cool down at a room temperature. Pour a little of our liquid on the surface and it immediately begins to crystallize. We'll pick up a little powder from the walls on the pan with the wooden stick and dip it into ordinary water. Like snowflakes, they spread over the entire surface, as if freezing the water. Look at this pattern. The more points there are, the faster the reaction proceeds. Just look how beautiful it looks. Let's try to crumble our crystals. They look like ice, but they are hot. If we smoothly pour out our liquid, then it will begin to form in such a column. The freezing is just instant. And if you lower a wooden stick into a vessel with this liquid, it instantly becomes covered with crystals, and then completely gets stuck in the solidified liquid. This time, the crystals seem to create a flower on the stick, but they continue to grow, filling the entire container. Let's lower a branch of a plant into the container. Having so many points of contact, crystals fill the entire vessel almost instantly. This process looks truly fascinating. I want to watch it again and again. And most importantly, every time it's an absolutely unique result. Just fascinating.